this podcast with Derek Wells, a very well-known and esteemed country guitar player in Nashville, and he was talking about the song Hole in the Bottle or something like that by Kelsea Ballerini, a song I never heard, but when he started playing this main theme, I immediately associated that to, old school blues finger picking. And when I got home, because I was listening in the car obviously, but when I got home I picked up the guitar, started playing it, and immediately just another half, a continuation of the riff just came to me. And I wanted to create this lesson for you guys finger pickers out there, because hopefully you can learn a couple of new tricks from this. So the song itself is in E. You're basically starting with an E to an E7 and then A, which actually Derek Wells played it up here in the E position of your A chord, which is perfectly fine, although old school blues finger pickers, Delta blues guys, were usually playing in the first position. So that would be the way to play it. It's tabbed. This is how I play it in the end of the song. Back to E. So let me go back. E to E7, A, A7, E, E7, and B7. A little bit of a different, rhythmic pattern. And to me, this was played down here, but immediately I associate something that's jumping up and coming down. So this is why I came up with this. Or whatever. Now, what this is basically is obviously an E chord. But what I do is I basically take my A, this is your A chord here, adding the A7, adding the octave A, and then if you move it up here to the 12th fret on the first string, it is an E, and you can use your open E as a bass note, but if you're playing two bass notes, an octave bass pattern, then the A9th of the D string is a B note, which is basically the octave of. And I'm just coming basically down on the E major or E major pentatonic scale. So not even that, because the E major scale would. What I do is do the dominant 7, so that's more like the Mixolydian scale. Or, again, you can look at it as the pentatonic, major pentatonic, that is. Now here comes the A chord, and what I play is basically a fragment of the C position A chord. So if you play a C, you readjust your fingers, so, to free up your index finger to stand in for the knot up the neck. You're gonna come up to the 12th fret, but this time on the A string. Then you basically get an A major chord. And what I do is, again, I'm using my open A and then this 6th interval, which is just the same as using this. This is again an Elvis style "That's Alright Mama" lick, so there's a bunch of rockabilly stuff I added to it, I guess, but it's all coming from that Delta blues finger picking. Now the way I play this, I basically learned it from Greg Koch, amazing player again, and that's basically. That's his hillbilly fun way to play this chord. And obviously there are a bunch of other chords. There's an A7. You could play this. Yeah. Or you have your classic Robert Johnson. Or Red House. A7 here, so you can too, but I think this Elvis-ish lick sounds a little bit more appropriate for this country-ish, rockabilly-ish picking. And that's the point of the lesson, by the way. Now, the other way you could do this is... sorry. That's more the classic Zetzer or classic Elvis fan Brian Zetzer also plays. So you can kind of play... play this as well. Same position, but you're playing almost the full C here. You're just playing your open A and then so that's a good option as well. And then I come here for this E9 again to add a little bit of a different flavor, and then play the B. Here it's not a B7 in this case, just a full B major chord. If you have time, you could add the 7 here as well. And then I come back to... And this time for the E chord, but this time I'm not playing around with the root and the 7, but the root and the 6th. That's again a little bit more rockabilly. And just for fun, I thought, yeah, this is a nice whole package. You know, the original Derek West riff in the beginning, and then I added my part, and to me it really feels like a whole song or exercise or composition. But I felt, you know, why not add a couple of other chords, because if I were to try to play a country song, it would probably go up to the 4. So I came up here and playing around again with the kind of the 7th, the 9th and the 7th, and then back to E. Walk up to my 2 chord, which is an F sharp major chord, and then well, it can be a B9 or a B7. And try to add a little melody, and this is why I started, because I think here there already is a little melody happening, then rhythm, but really it is another sort of melody up here. So where does this melody go? What I hear. So I just, you know, kind of play out of the chord shapes I'm at, or where I'm at, or chord shapes I'm in, I'm not sure. Now this progression is 4, 1, 2, 5, really common country chorus, one that I overuse honestly because I like it so much. And then I just come back to the original riff. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I showed you guys anything that you haven't heard before. This just came to me listening to that, listening to Derek West play that Kelsea Ballerini song. So, you know, it was fun for me to pick this a little bit. Maybe I won't forget it by next week, but yeah, hopefully it was a useful lesson, because you know, I do a lot of finger picking on this channel, but it's rarely on a telly. It's usually more classic, or even open the slide picking, but also you know, more classic, maybe a little bit of a Chet Atkins style, but you know, classic Delta blues style finger picking. And if you dig that, I think this is a good way to, you know, a little bit branch out and add you know, just a little bit of a modern flavor, because it's still, I think, from the 50s, end of the 50s, this kind of rockabilly thing that I'm doing with this. Alright, so let me know if it was helpful and you got the tabs on Patreon, and hopefully see you in the next video.